The 2026 NBA playoffs first round just delivered one of the most chaotic, shocking, and emotional starts in recent memory. Stars got injured, legends made history, underdogs nearly rewrote the script completely, and nobody, absolutely nobody, saw all of this coming. So let me ask you one question right now. Which moment shocked you the most? Because by the end of this video, we're giving you the final verdict on everything that just happened. Let's get into it. You're watching The Sports Verdict Daily, where we break down the biggest stories in American sports every single day and give you the final call. I'm your host. Let's get into today's verdict. Let's start with the biggest shock of them all, the upsets nobody saw coming. The most unbelievable story of the first round came from the Orlando Magic, the 8th seed, the lowest-ranked team in the Eastern Conference playoffs. And somehow, they took a 3-1 series lead over the number 1 seed, the Detroit Pistons. Think about that for a second. The best team in the East, a full season of dominance, nearly wiped out by the lowest seed. That's not just an upset. That's a warning to the entire league, because it proves something we keep learning over and over again. Once the playoffs start, seeding means nothing. Then you had the Boston Celtics versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Boston built a 3-1 lead, complete control, series in hand, and then suddenly, everything started slipping. Philadelphia took Game 5, forced Game 6, turned a comfortable series into pure pressure. That's how quickly things change in the playoffs. One game shifts momentum, 2 games create doubt, and suddenly, a contender starts questioning itself. And then there was the Houston Rockets versus the Los Angeles Lakers, a young Rockets team down 3-0, a situation that historically means the series is over, somehow clawed their way back to 3-2. They pushed LeBron James to the edge. They turned what should have been a routine series into a survival test. And that's the real verdict of this first round. Playoff basketball doesn't follow logic. It follows momentum, emotion, and pressure. Now let's talk about the moments. The ones that will live forever. The first one isn't just a highlight, it's history. LeBron James throwing an alley-oop to his son Bronny James in a playoff game. Let that sink in. A father assisting his son in the NBA playoffs. That's not supposed to happen. That's not even supposed to be possible. LeBron entered the league in 2003. Bronny was born in 2004. And somehow the timeline bent just enough for that moment to exist. The arena exploded. Social media exploded. And for a brief second, basketball didn't feel like a sport. It felt like something bigger. Legacy, family, time itself colliding in one play. Then came one of the greatest scoring duels we've seen in years. Cade Cunningham versus Paolo Banchero. Both players dropped 45 points in the same playoff game. Only the second time in NBA postseason history that 2 opponents have done that. 2 former number 1 picks, 2 future superstars, trading shots, possession after possession, refusing to back down. That wasn't just a game. That was a glimpse into the future of the NBA. Then there was Victor Wembanyama. He entered concussion protocol, missed games. Questions started building. Could he come back? Would he be the same? And then he returned and delivered a performance that reminded everyone exactly why he's the most exciting young player in the world. That's what makes superstars different. They don't just come back. They announce their return. And finally, the most statistically impossible moment of the entire first round. The San Antonio Spurs trailed by 15 or more at halftime and somehow ended the game winning by 15 or more. That's never happened in NBA playoff history, not once until now. That's not just a comeback, that's rewriting what we thought was possible. Before we get to the stars who defined this round, there's one thing you need to understand. This wasn't just a good first round. This was a statement. Because every single one of these moments tells the same story. The NBA is changing. Faster, younger, more unpredictable than ever. Now let's talk about the players who defined it. Start with LeBron James, 41 years old. Let me say that again, 41. And still leading the Lakers through one of the toughest series of the first round. At this point, it's not even about basketball anymore. It's about defying reality. Every year we expect the decline. Every year it doesn't come. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He got hurt, came back, and immediately led the Oklahoma City Thunder to a sweep. That's dominance, not just winning, controlling everything. Offense, defense, tempo. Right now, Shai looks like the most complete player in basketball, and the Thunder look like a team with no weakness. Then you have Peyton Pritchard, a bench player, 32 points in a playoff game. That's the kind of performance that doesn't just win games, it changes how teams are built, because it proves that championships aren't just about stars, they're about depth. And finally, Joel Embiid, coming back from an appendectomy, a surgery that would sideline most athletes for months, and immediately delivering a dominant performance. That's not just toughness, that's something else entirely. That's the kind of commitment that defines playoff basketball. Now here's the big question. What does all of this actually tell us about who's going to win the championship? Because that's what matters. First, the Thunder. They didn't just win, they swept. They dominated. They look fresh while everyone else looks exhausted. Number one offense, number one defense. Shai healthy, confidence high. Right now, Oklahoma City doesn't just look like a contender, they look like the standard. Second, the Celtics. Yes, they're still alive. Yes, they're still dangerous. But nearly blowing a 3-1 lead? That's not just a close call, that's a warning sign. Because championship teams don't hesitate, they close. And right now, Boston looks vulnerable. Third, the Lakers. They survived. That matters. But they were pushed to the limit by a young Rockets team. And the deeper you go in the playoffs, the more that matters. Fatigue builds, pressure builds, and at some point, even greatness has limits. Finally, the Spurs. They might not be the favorites, but they are the most exciting team left. With Wembanyama leading them, every game feels like history waiting to happen. They're not just competing, they're announcing the future of the league. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. It's just the first round. Things will settle down. Maybe. But here's the problem with that thinking. The counter-argument would hold if this round followed expectations, but it didn't. Not even close. Upsets, comebacks, injuries, historic moments. This wasn't normal. And when the foundation of the playoffs starts like this, it usually means one thing. More chaos is coming. So here's the final call. The 2026 NBA playoffs first round gave us everything. History, heartbreak, comebacks, and moments nobody will ever forget. But when the dust settled, one truth became absolutely clear. The Oklahoma City Thunder didn't just survive the first round, they sent a message. And that message was simple. They are coming. And right now, nobody looks ready. That's the Sports Verdict Daily Take. If you made it this far, you already know the deal. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get the call on every major story in American sports every single day. Drop your take in the comments. What was the craziest moment of the first round? And who's winning it all? I'll see you tomorrow, same time, next verdict.